This is the crew's quarters. It looks abandoned.
Well, let's see. A note. Don't touch. It's the 5th or 9th time. Okay, I can see somebody's family picture. And I cannot see anything else. And what's this? It's a harmonica, I think. Okay. There's a toilet. Also, I do not see the need for so many cameras. Tom's presence everywhere is slightly oppressive. I understand the need for transparency, but why is he in the toilets? I mean, if he is in the stalls, that I would be concerned too, but if he is, like, monitoring the whole room, like, not each individual stall, but he can overall see the room, then I think it could be useful for, you know, if there's any accident or emergency, then he can see, basically. Let's see Chris's room. Again, pictures of the family. Oh, no. Was that your brother? Because there are pictures of 2 little guys as well. Geode. Oh my god, I love geodes. They are so beautiful. This looks suspiciously like help. H-E. Cannot open it. Drilling reports. Nothing very significant. He was drinking, I think. And he was Canadian as well. Maybe the other person stuck on the station was his brother, because also Canadian. Is this like a tablet? Baseball or cricket? I'm not sure. Probably baseball. Yeah, I think they were brothers. I mean, when I first saw this picture, I thought, ooh, maybe it was a boyfriend and he was mad that he, I don't know, went on this mission or something. But then this picture and this picture would suggest that they were brothers than anything else. Cup. Because we care. Okay. Heavily Canadian. Nothing on the computer. Too bad. Ooh, I cannot crouch. This is crouch. This is something. 1 capsule per 12 hours orally. See the accompanying prescription for information. I wonder if this is gonna be important. Okay, so nothing else in this room. Sarah. What about you, Sarah? You have a dog. Oh shit, all the pencils are so neat. Dear Tom, knowing that you're always watching, I thought I would write you a letter. As you no longer reside in my mind, I've decided to transfer my thoughts to text. I want to do so in the form of a history lesson. A lesson that perhaps you'll find condescending, but it's likely more for my sake than yours. Alan Turing is considered a father of theoretical computer science and artificial intelligence. Perhaps a lesser-known part of his life was his contribution to the field of biology. Why do you suppose his interest lay in these 2 disparate fields? Disparate fields? Different fields. I assume it was because he believed the world to be logical and understandable. He was a mathematician. He seemed to believe that the great complexity of the universe could be explained with simple rules. 2 years before his suicide in 1952, Alan Turing developed something called reaction diffusion systems. Inside the academic world, this work is cited more than his work on computers. It can be generally formalized as one-line equation. this equation. I am no mathematician. However, in plain English, this equation describes things that wish to diffuse, however, also react with each other during this process. I am sure this sounds strange to you, or at very least tangential to our lives here in Europa. What relevance does it have to anything here? Reaction diffusion systems show how patterns are created. They show how the leopard got its spots and how the zebra got its stripes. But my real interest here is Turing's interest. That nature can be formalized, that we can understand the natural world in mathematical terms. Turing created a test to answer the question, can a machine impersonate a human? The intrigue behind it being, can the human mind be stimulated by a machine? Why ask that question? To prove that the human mind is a machine. I am not sure that is Turing's opinion, however. Considering consciousness, he states this. According to the most extreme form of this view, the only way by which one could be sure that a machine thinks is to be the machine and to feel oneself thinking. One could then describe these feelings to the world, but of course, no one would be justified in taking any notice. Likewise, according to this view, the only way to know that a man thinks is to be that particular man. Sorry, so basically this means that you cannot be sure that the person you are talking to is a human unless you are that person. So basically, the people I talk to at the office could very well be machines. If the human mind exists within the physical world, it obeys the same rules of physics and chemistry as every other thing in a world. Therefore, like all of nature, it is merely reactive. It is curious that nature would create, through the mechanics of determinism, creatures that believe they have free will. Conversely, I suppose, if we conclude that we are all machines, we only came to this conclusion in a predetermined manner. We cannot claim credit to our discovery, as it is just a product of nature's genius, not our own. A humbling idea, I think. Behaviorism. Maybe we are more similar than we think. Sarah. I mean, a few things. First thing, she said, since you are not in my mind anymore. And this also very much concerns me. The other thing, I read that this sounded a bit like a goodbye letter. Like, this is the last thing I have to say to you. Makes me think again. What's this? This looks like some kind of a machine to gather information on something, like Geiger counter, something like that. She was religious. Okay. Telomeres? Telomeres? And she was also taking those pills. The same pills as the captain. And, I'm not sure what... I mean, I know what this is. Oh! Interesting that you left a microscope in there. Flowers. And this thing again. Also, I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, this whole room looks like she left it for good. Like she... strange thermals on the west side of the crater. Okay. This whole room looks like she left it to never return. Very interesting. Oh, whose room is this? Mikhail. Okay. How are you? He was a painter. I hate when they make paintings in games like that. They just freaking take some picture and put a basic effect from Photoshop on it. This is disgusting. Considering that you have art designers, people who could just freaking paint this. Oh. Morphine. Were you in pain? KRW. Whatever that means. Why did you had like a closet here with full of medical supplies? March 6, 2249. The whole team experienced nausea during a large electrical surge in Europa's atmosphere. I am concerned this was not an instance of mass hysteria. Vital signs were affected. It caused a uniform surge in heart rate and was detected in all members of the crew. I am reporting to ISA. March 7th. I reported the nauseous incident to the ISA. They offered an explanation of electrical disturbance to our central nervous system. That is ludicrous. An electrical surge large enough to affect our nervous system would have done much more than make the team feel ill. I'm going to experiment with some shock therapy. On yourself? I have discovered that electronic fields disturb the telemetry implants in a way I didn't expect. I have contacted the ASA. Strangely, Tom was not comfortable with my attempts to disturb the implant. So that's what she meant when she said that she cannot hear him in her head anymore. The ISA have reported back informing me that I am not to disturb the implants. They have also encouraged me not to discuss this further with the team. I used to be able to read Cyrillic letters, but I completely forgot. I am continuing to investigate. March 11th. I have been running some experiments outside of Tom's view. I can tell he knows this. He has been acting differently around me, like an offended child. I feel increasingly nauseous. These implants seem to have neural connectivity. Out-of-body experiences are more frequent now. What does it mean, out-of-body experiences? March 16th. I have established a definite correlation. Against my knowledge, I have been implanted with a device that affects my mind. I use my opportunities in regular health checkups to investigate the crew. We all have them. Every single one of us is implanted with some mind-altering contraption. Tom has been encouraging the team to worry about my mental health. He requested that I retire away from the crew. Misinformation. This is machinations? Okay, maybe. March 26th. I cannot will myself to investigate this further. I grow tired quickly. I cannot think straight. I am not sure if the implant is affecting my thoughts anymore. I believe it is trying to subdue my mind. I think I am going to attempt an excision. I am going to remove this implant. Oh. So that's why he needed the morphine, because he was performing an operation on himself. I am typing with my left hand now. The excision went wrong. I have successfully removed the implant. Unfortunately, I lost my hand in the operation. Tom is very angry. The crew refused to talk to me. Apparently, I'm a bad influence. Sarah patched me up. April 5th. I wonder if the nature of the organism and its disturbance of my DNA caused my awakening from Tom's influence. If so, that would make for a worrisome revelation. Perhaps this organism is not so friendly. Oh. He now is having doubts. Dan informed me the ISA have called for my termination. My masochistic experiment proves I am a danger to the mission. Fortunately, he chose not to lock me in the brig. I am going to investigate this implant further. I have to hide my work. The team are becoming increasingly aggressive. They seem to oppose my work to understand the implant. It does not help that Tom is encouraging them to distrust me. April 7th. I have discovered the nature of the implant. It is a complex computer. It interfaces with the human mind directly. It seems to condition the mind through Pavlovian and instrumental conditioning, eliciting feelings of euphoria when the wearer is obedient and dysphoria when they are disobedient. It also has the effect of suppressing impulses in the frontal lobe, presumably to lower the free will. It seems to interface crudely with motor neuron cells through the cerebellum. It is my hypothesis that the crew is controlled by this this implant. That is their strong aversion to help me. I need a method of suppressing its implant. Perhaps a drug? Riluzole? Maybe an antidepressant to minimize the conditioning effects? Combined with a strong electromagnetic field? I could use one of the industrial electromagnets from the construction robots. April 8th. I managed to get Chris on my side. He has agreed to test some medical procedures with me in private. It will be more difficult one-handed. I must persevere. I am hoping to get this out of the eyes of Tom. Though I have a feeling he will still be listening. Yeah, he's always listening. But yeah, oh, that was this audio log that the first one was that I think it was Chris. He was saying some congratulatory speech, but then the second or third one was, no, I think the second one was a conversation with Mikhail. Like Tom said something to Mikhail and Mikhail responded with something like, yeah, you think so? And then he went silent. So basically that means that Tom couldn't hear him. So he found a way to get out of his sight. He also has a dog, that's nice. So that's why, oh, and you were a medic? You were this team's medic, I think? If you were able to perform the surgery, although you lost one hand. And that would explain why you have so many medkits in here. Phew, okay. Soichi. Of course. Oh my god, this is such a bad Photoshop, sorry. Oh, wedding ring. You left her on Earth. You don't have anything in there, okay. To Matthew Layton at ISA. I don't know why this message is so blurry. Hi Matthew, we've been studying organism 119. Please find attached scanning electron microscope image, which appears to show pilus formation. We hypothesize that this is a stress response due to high levels of radiation. We plan to infect a human cell line with organism 119 and perform irradiation experiments with flow cytometry. Would this be appropriate? It would be great if you could get the department to look at the SAM image. Kind regards, Soichi. Attachment. I can't see much. Hi Soichi, it was great to see this image. Wow, yet more complex life on Europa. Deinococcus radiodurans might be worth looking at as it survives high levels of radiation here on Earth. Similarly, you should consider looking at some other freaking Latin names. Something, 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 something. Produces pill in response to... I don't know, this is very blurry. I cannot properly read it. We have attached an image confirming that organism 119 attaches to human cells. We will proceed with irradiation experiments on 3 cell lines. We propose naming organism 119 Europa radiophilus. What do you think? Matthew didn't reply to that. Then he said, we have now run the irradiation experiments and confirmed that E. radiophilus does indeed seem to confer resistance to radiation. See attached. Do we assume survival is due to DNA damage repair? We tagged various DNA repaired enzymes with GFP and we have found a DNA double-strand break repair is occurring. See attached GPF images. Hi Soichi, something's amiss. We don't know what is performing the repair. The lab doesn't know how E. radiophilus, good name, could repair DNA. Have you considered that another organism might be in a symbiotic relationship with E. radiophilus? Perhaps a virus? We ran a PCR on the human cells exposed to E. radiophilus to see if there was a virus present. We have discovered an unknown virus which we have named Unknown Europa virus, UEV. Gel electrophoresis image attached. This is phenomenal. You need to sequence this. We're finishing sequencing it. Data attached. It is a virus unlike any we have ever seen. Maybe we have found a cure for I don't know what that says. A form of biological immortality. We are running some long-term tests on plants and mice to see the effects. Attachment. The plants are clearly exhibiting longer lifespans when exposed to the organism. We don't have the facilities here to continue testing. We are going on to human testing. We are going to use ourselves as subjects. It's the only way to accelerate progress. Oh, Soichi, I don't think it was a good idea. Oh. So what is it you found then, Soichi? We found an extra more... See, these messages are more clear, easy to read, but the ones over there were just bullshit. We found an extremophile, an organism that can live in extreme conditions, that survives massive doses of radiation. Radiation damages DNA. The extremophile has a virus living inside it. The extremophile scavenges DNA from other organisms, which the virus uses to repair the extremophile's damaged DNA. Essentially, they work together to survive in what's called a symbiotic relationship. So what's the implication? What does it do? In some ways, it is an immortal relationship. It doesn't seem to age biologically. Aging and death are ultimately caused by DNA damage. We have the ability to fix our DNA, but that ability is limited. This organism can repair damage caused by massive doses of radiation. If we could harness the power, we could potentially eliminate biological aging, what is known as senescence. So you found something that could make humans immortal? Not exactly. There are many causes of death other than DNA damage. It would not save you from trauma, from brain damage, from cardiac arrest, etc. But it could potentially cure cancers and many genetic diseases and massively increase life expectancy. And you went straight to human testing. Oh, you played violin. Motion sickness, aw. I don't see those pills that I saw in David's and Mikhail's office. Wait, it's not a... Oh, I thought it was a harmonica, but it's just a part of a door. Okay. I went from there and this is the right way.